Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lilimutams TV. If you are new on this page, remember to follow my page. It's Lilimutams TV, and on YouTube as well, it's Lilimutams TV. This video will also be on my YouTube platform because YouTube now deletes videos. No, Facebook, sorry, now deletes videos. So I download this video and put it on my YouTube channel. Tell me where you're watching me from. We have something very important to discuss. I must say that for the past few weeks, there's a lot of things that have been going on, and I can't ignore them because, you know, I talk, you know, and I can't just look at things go on and keep quiet because I'm not supposed to speak about things. So in case you're on this page and you're wondering why I'm speaking about governance issues, then you're on the wrong page. Please, you can excuse yourself. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, we're almost 100. I always say this, that the death of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu has opened my eyes on so many things. Believe it or not, every time I involve myself in politics is always by mistake. The first time, it was Siawan when he did a video warning the Patriotic Front. And I reacted to that video. That was it. I started speaking about these issues because I wanted to see where we were going with that matter. We are now in 2025. And we're heading towards the election in 2026. And a lot of things are going on. And I can't just keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm begging you. I must talk. Oh, we're 100. Thank you so much. Hi, Virginia. Good to see you. Okay. A quick disclaimer. I do not belong to any political party. I was part of the Upnd. And as you've seen, I am not part of them because I don't like what's going on. So I can't associate myself with them. Okay. That man in the corner there, that's Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu before he passed away. And that's Brian Mondowile, who is part of the Patriotic Front. I saw a video where he was complaining about the restrictions of, the Upnd government not allowing people to wear regalia. Now, there's an election going on, a by-election, and the ECZ has said you're not allowed to wear PF regalia. Now, the Upnd plan has been to shut down the Patriotic Front. And I feel so ashamed that I campaigned for the Upnd because when the Patriotic Front was in power, they had all the machinery to shut down Upnd and they never did. Okay, so it tells you that Upnd all along just used Zambian people to come into power. And as soon as they came into power, they showed us who the real Upnd were. And that's exactly what they are doing. First of all, this woman here, she's my friend's mother. I respect her. She's Maria Zalome's mother. Maria Zalomes and I have been friends for a long time, okay? And Madam Mangala Zalomes is her mother. Now, I cannot see certain things happen, and then I'll keep quiet because it's my friend's mother. When you're messing around with the Zambian people, I will speak about you. So my mother, Biko, I'm sorry, excuse me. Below you can see is a video. Hi, Sandra. Thank you. She made me say video. Below you can see is a picture of the Kada speaker, okay, Nelly Muti, and that's Mangala Zalomes there. Both of our mothers are mothers that I was holding dear at heart to say, okay, the president of Zambia has given them positions for them to work for the people of Zambia. But what they've demonstrated is selfishness, and I cannot support this kind of selfishness, okay? So the speaker, obviously, we know what she's been doing. I've been complaining about her. She shuts down MPs. When MPs want to say anything, she tells them to keep quiet. She answers questions that are given, directed to the MPs, and she responds to those questions. Thank you so much, those of you who are watching from Germany and whatever places you're watching from, Leeds. Thank you so much. Tell me where you're watching me from. You can just be typing. I'll recognize you later. On the bottom there is Binwe Upnd. Now, Binwe Upnd is an independent member of parliament of Nkana, and he has been with other fellow members of parliament who are independent, Mania Zulu and JJ Banda, together with Christopher Kangombe. They've been friends for a long time. You see them together. And these are the youths that came up with a program, Ichabaite. Okay, it's a movement for the young people. So, as the Upnd are very weak at the moment because it has been demolished, all the structures are gone. They are living in a fantasy world that they are going to win the election next year, and they will never win an election. Only a crazy person will vote for Upnd with a ruthlessness that they have shown the Zambian people. I don't think anybody would want to associate themselves with a Upnd. Okay, we elected the Upnd in government. And the reason was because we trusted them. We trusted President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema presented himself as a learned person, somebody who is educated, has so much money, so he wouldn't come into government and be stealing. Okay, so we trusted him. We thought he had a humanity heart. You know, he would advocate about how people have been killed during the Patriotic Front regime. And we expected the same when we've had 100 people who have died in Mufumbwe. He is silent. Right now, there's a protest going on in South Africa where some UPND members in South Africa want to protest over the body of ECL. Up to today, whilst other countries like Nigeria recently lost their former president and they've even buried, ECL remains in the fridge. Tomorrow is a D-Day when we'll be going to court. The government versus the family of ECL. And I can assure you, I've never been paid by anybody to speak about these things because I stand my ground. I'm an independent advocate, studied human rights law masters, and that's what made me to start these videos that I do on my YouTube and Facebook page and TikTok. Okay? I cannot be looking at everything that is going on and clap for the UPND when they are being evil. The UPND have actually disappointed me to the point whereby I feel heartbroken. You know, when somebody breaks your heart, maybe they borrowed money from you and they say they're going to give it back after 2 days and then they never show up for 5 years. That's how I feel. You have a plan for that money. You give it to somebody because they are in dying need, okay? They're dying. You give them, and then they don't give it back. And then you become enemies. That's how me and the UPND have become. Because I gave them my trust. I gave them my love. I did everything in my power, in my will, to scatter PF using social media. And I'm here again to say I'll use my power and will to scatter UPND using social media. Because I cannot see the injustices that are going on. And I'll laugh about them. It's not funny. It's never funny. Especially when we have the UN Special Rapporteur coming into our country and also stating the same thing, that we have injustice going on in Zambia. Lack of freedom of speech. Yesterday we talked about how Laz has gone to the Concord to debate over the issues around cyber law. And I would always say that I don't believe the cyber law was actually constitutional, and I was right. Okay, so Madam Zalomes, with all due respect, ma'am, on the 13th of August 2026, you retire. We are retiring you with immediate effect because you cannot come and tell us, Zambian people, that we're not allowed to wear regalia just because we are not participating in elections, okay? If I love ECL, he is dead, I want to wear his t-shirt as I'm campaigning. You can't tell me I cannot wear it. If I wear it, you will charge me 60,000 kwacha plus 2 years imprisonment. And the UPND are such a ruthless government because what they are doing is use threats on the Zambian people, which I never experienced with the Patriotic Front. If I never campaigned during the PF, I would have thought this is how politics are. But I campaigned daily on social media for Patriotic Front, against a Patriotic Front for UPND, okay? And I campaigned daily when I was in Zambia. And nobody touched me. Nobody arrested me. Nobody threatened me. So when I speak, unlike you that was sleeping in your bed, scared of cadres, I was in the streets pregnant, risking the life of my baby, Daniela. So this is emotional for me. This is heart to heart for me. And this is personal. Because I can't risk my life coming to Zambia whilst pregnant. Anything could have happened to me. Somebody would have used a machete on my belly. I could have been kidnapped somewhere. But all that never happened. Ever since I started covering the issues around Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, I have seen enmity from the UPND. I've now experienced what people who've never belonged to the UPND experience. Suddenly, Zambians cannot comment about anything. There's a lady who sent me a message yesterday just because she's been commenting on my page. Her office bosses called her to stop commenting on social media. They are monitoring every person's account. You can come to TikTok if you want to be free to comment. Nobody will follow you there. TikTok, nobody will even know it's you. You can use user. No one will know it's you. But with Facebook, people will know who you are, so they'll follow you. And guys, by the way, the UPND tried to bring down this page by removing 3 of my admins, by reporting the posts stating that this page had some violations. But what they didn't know is that I had a backup of 5 serious, secure admins. That's why you watch me today. As you can see, Lilian Mutambo page disappeared because of the UPND. So if what I'm doing is not something that they're scared of, I wouldn't have my pages being tampered with. So you know that what I'm doing is getting to their bones. So this chair was recruited, hired, appointed by President Hakainde Hichilema to be the, Elections Commissions of Zambia chairperson. Now, in a democracy, elections are supposed to be free and fair. But she has taken it personal because she's so dear to her church. She's so dear to the government. And she's decided to just make up rules which don't even exist. How does an ECZ chair tell people that you cannot wear regalia? If you do, we imprison you? Since when has that ever happened in Zambia? Only in the UPND government. Okay? Only in the UPND government. Now, this woman, she should be retiring by now. She should be going to the farm. Most of the people who are in cabinet with the HH, they are recycled, retired, they're actually retired, recycled ministers who just jump from one political party to the other. They are political prostitutes. Some have served in MMD. They've even served in PF. They've served even in Rupiah Banda's government. They've served in most governments. And they are serving in HH's government now. And that's why we have this problem. They were stealing in MMD, stealing in PF. Someone like Honorable Silva Masebo was fired by SATA. For what? Stealing. And then she's in UPND again. She's moved departments. For what? Guess what's happening? Stealing again. So their intention has never been to look after the Zambian people, but their intention has been to benefit themselves, to become rich. So if we are speaking about these things, allow us. Okay? This woman is elderly. She's making up all these rules as if Zambia belongs to them. And that's how the UPND feel. They feel like Zambia is a personal to hold a thing. And their mission has been, somebody saying my page is gone. Oh, Mochona Hanaku. Yeah, you need to have secure admins who don't post, who don't comment. And they have to be in countries like UK or US for your pages to be thing. Sorry about that. So, the UPND have taken the government, the country of Zambia, personal to holder. And the Zambian person cannot comment. If you comment, if you say anything, they're upset with you. Nobody can speak against HH. Even checks and balances, we don't see much. And they have promoted the motion that there's no opposition. And yet they are the ones who are doing the dirty work. Right now, they are planning to deregister. It's you who is a fool with your mother, not me. I have no time to come here on social media. You come and insult me. I don't think I'm insulting anybody. I have every right to speak when there is inconsistency in governance. So the president has appointed his friends. One of them is the speaker. We've seen how biased she's been. In fact, Parliament has been the worst this time and very boring. And we've seen the ECZ chair, Madam Wangala Zalomis, who is also a UPND cadre, who has taken it so personal to cut out on certain things because it suits the UPND. Now, it's okay. It's their time. But it's up to you and me to vote the right way. Okay? It's up to you and me to choose if we want ancestors to be running the nation, ancestors to be so cruel to the young people, ancestors to be putting people in prison, to be engineering people, to be paying people money to come on social media, do propaganda, to make so much noise. Don't listen to this person. And I was surprised, like someone like Simon will say, I've lost direction. It's you who's lost direction. You don't even know what you want. I was in your office in March, and you clearly told me, I get 25,000 kwacha per month. You think I can be talking for free? I get paid. So it's amazing how you can sell your friendship with me to money. You've never been a friend. You've never been a brother. Because if you truly, truly loved me as a sister, you wouldn't even want to attack me and call me all sorts of names and think only certain people can challenge me. You knew I was a politician all along. You knew. I've always been a politician since 2020. If I take a break, that doesn't mean I'm not a politician. If you're a politician, you're always a politician. You never stop being a politician. Because when issues are happening, governance issues, we'll always comment about them. So you can't tell me how I can post on my page. I've dedicated my page because you used your pages to mock ECL. And I, with a human heart, I decided to use my human heart to speak for ECL and his family. But you are only worried about 25,000 kwacha a month for your pocket, forgetting that tomorrow you will need people. You used to dine with the PF. I've never even eaten $1. You were moving around with them, taking videos with them. As soon as UPND formed government, you switched. And these are the people that dine around Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema, sir. Simon Moyo will never speak for you when you're no longer in government. I will. He will be quiet because he dare speaks. He's Simon, what? Mwansa, what's his name of the building? Simonson building will disappear in a second. Okay? So Binwell runs a youth movement called Ichabache. And the UPND know that they've lost popularity, and they know that Binwell Mpondo has a lot of young people who are on his side. And you saw the post I posted yesterday. I said it took the big guys. Was it today or yesterday? It took the big guys. When I say big guys, just know that a big country is involved. The big guys called the head. You dare touch Binwell, we involve Washington. And you know what it means to involve Washington. Ask anybody what I'm saying. This is correct. So that's the reason why they had to reduce from the treason to seditious practices. Now, when you look at the offense and when it happened, it was a post. Him agreeing to what Sean Tembo was saying. Why are people attacking us during an election in December 2024? But the UPND has seen that this is a chance now to get rid of this guy by putting him in prison. Okay, so if you put him in prison, what food will you be giving him? The next thing he'll be sick and then you want him to die. So in the UPND government, it's either you're in prison or you are dead. If you want to survive, bootlick them. Okay? Bootlick them. And bootlick them at your own risk. Never ever in your life trust the UPND. They are the most ruthless and cruel people I've ever come across. They will bring you close. You will eat with them. You will die. They will remain. What they have done to Dr. Chimba Kambuli is a perfect example of what UPND is. They sent him. Go and decampaign ECL by using tribal remarks. And guess what? He's lost 2 brothers and he's in prison for 6 months, 5 months. You know why? All they want is Chishimba Kambuli, who is a giant, to lose his political career. If you have a criminal record in Zambia, you can never stand. And that's what HH is aiming. Now, when HH was in opposition, if ECL was wicked, he should have given him a criminal record. In fact, it is when I now believe that ECL was a good man. And unfortunately, we are just knowing how good ECL is in his death. Because if ECL was a bad man, honestly, I'm given a chance to finish you, to close your political party, I'll close your political party. I'll give you an offense for driving recklessly. But he never did. He allowed HH to be a free man and to be on the ballot paper for the Zambian people. to give him an opportunity. So I'm happy that as Zambians, we gave HH this opportunity. We have learned who HH is. And everything that people were saying about HH has come to pass. Everything that people said. HH actually used us as the Zambian people to vote for him to come and revenge. Do you know what makes me know that HH and his team are wicked? When he was incarcerated, nobody touched his wife. When you're doing politics, never ever touch anyone's family. But HH and his team, they have touched the families of Kampyongo. The wife is in prison for 3 years. And he's smiling. And he's doing quite new on social media. And you look up to him as you are an inspiration. That's not the HH we wanted. We thought HH would bring people together. Guys, you made these mistakes. Okay, show me where you got this. And you go and arrest the wife. You arrest the wife of Kampyongo. And you want her to present where she got 23 million kwacha worth of property when you know that it's her husband who gave her. You target the wives. She's in jail. You went for ECL's wife. ECL's wife was in jail for a bit. Even up to now, she has cases. Even now that ECL is dead, you are fighting over the body of ECL. How wicked can you be? And I'm supposed to be clapping for you? And I'm supposed to be cheering you on as a leader? You are not an example, a good example of a good leader. In fact, you have lost credibility. Because if the American ambassador can stand there and tell you in your face that you are very corrupt, then no, you are gone. Once America touches you, you are gone. The moment Michael Gonzalez exposed the corruption in Upnd, I made a video and I said, once America don't like you, you are gone. It's your time, it's your season. You could have done better. We've lost more than 100 youths in Mufumbwe. We've never even heard a statement. And yet President Hakainde Hichilema, before he was a president, he was promising the young people that he was going to give mining licenses. You know what? I too applied for a mining license with my husband in 2023. Guess what? There's 6 mining licenses ahead of us. They don't give mining licenses. They give their own people. So when I'm speaking about these things, don't tell me I just woke up because I'm bitter. No! Because I have experienced it. I'm not the only one who has not received any mining license. Many of us. I'm talking about, I have even letters from the chief, everything. They don't give mining licenses. But guess what? His own people have illegal mines. And he's aware of that. And they're making money. But a Zambian person wants to eat, they call them illegal miners. And then they authorize for the shooting. And nobody has any remorse. Well, when we form government in 2026, we'll make sure those 100 people that have died, their families will be compensated, just like Upnd compensated Mapens. Yesterday, I was shocked to the bone to even hear that in Zambezi region, those of you who don't understand Zambezi region, we mean southern province, where HH comes from. The southern province, Monze, Mazabuka, Namwala, all those places, electricity is 24/7. Now, where is the heart of business? Lusaka. Where is another second heart of business? Copper Belt. These 2 places don't have electricity for almost 15 hours a day. But in Namwala and all those places, do you know what they call it? Lion's Den. They are untouchable. I used to wonder why they come and fight me on social media, not knowing they experience 24 hours power. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the president of Zambezi, not Zambia. Because if you are the president of Zambia, you should make sure what you do in Zambezi region, you do it for the Zambian people. And remember, that's only 13% of the population of Zambia. Are you telling me you can win an election with 13%? No. But you have shown us that this is who you are. Exactly what people talked about you. We have Bumba Malambo, who was preaching to say, Mukavotela Mutonga. They say Mutonga is down, is dumb. Even we have Hakainde Hichilema preaching the same message to his people. But guess what? Chishimba Kamwele is in jail for tribal remarks. This is a UPND, selective justice. It's working for others, but not for them. And even when their own people are doing all sorts of things, nudity, none of them is even fired. But in PF, ECL used to fire people. I remember when Mavumba's videos leaked, ECL fired him with immediate effect. HH never fires anybody. He keeps everyone like babies because he's so attached to them, he thinks, oh, okay, I need to keep them. But he doesn't know. Those are political players. They will dump him. Someone like Silva Masai will never trust her. Felix Mutati, oh boy, he can be in any party. He can work with any government. Okay? Do you know right now that HH does not get along with the cabinet ministers? Are you aware? Even with the finance? Because he doesn't listen to advice. How can you be a president and you don't listen to advice to people? And we've tried, by all means, to speak. You know, just let's see how you can negotiate with ECL's family. It has become an issue where now they are even trying to protest in South Africa. How do you protest versus the family? Like, how do you protest? Like, seriously, you're going to protest because you want the body of ECL. That's not how it works. I love the fact that ECL, look, when he spoke of Plan B, I now understand. He traveled all the way to South Africa so that we could open our eyes. Because if he died in Zambia, I'm telling you, they would have beaten up PF members at the funeral. They would have just even joked around his funeral. But ECL is going to have a dignified burial in South Africa. But in 2026, we are going to exhume his body and we'll bury him in Zambia in a dignified way. You cannot treat the former president like this. In fact, I am very disappointed that HH can do such a thing. We advocated, personally, I advocated. I said, look, stop these things that you're doing to HH. Now, look, President Hakainde Hichilema was never a president of Zambia. He was just an ordinary citizen. So the treatment between the two should be different. But you know what UPND members will do? They are going to justify to say, but ECL did this to repair Banda. That's the reason why UPND can never go anywhere. Because you have clearly shown the Zambian people that you have come in government to revenge. Who is going to give you another 5 years? Like, okay, a Zambian will say, okay, I want to vote for this. Look, no juju will work. In fact, we will fast and pray to make sure that as you are going there, you are going to put the name nicely. And the way we will vote, it will be very difficult for Madam Zalomes and her team to rig. They are planning to put a biometric system to enter ECZ building. What are you hiding there? Like I've said, in August 2026, you retire. Because we're not going to allow grandparents to be taking us to the Kaunda days of over 50 years ago kind of life. Look, for those of you who are comforting yourselves, there is no opposition. Do you know how Chiluba became president? Do you know how MMD was formed? Do you know why the election was brought early? They were supposed to do the elections like maybe 3 years later. Kaunda was now advised, no, if you do that, these people, they will have enough time to campaign and people will know them. So Kaunda brought the election quick. Within 9 months, the Zambians decided. What's going to happen in 2026 is a revolution of Chiluba. Reborn. It's a rebirth. Nobody should lie to you that HH will win an election. HH cannot win an election. I know what I'm talking about. We have reports. You name any department, we already have a report. He can't win an election. He can't. I'm willing to give you $2,000 if he wins. He can't win any election. Copper Belt is gone. You want to go and collect Black Mountain, Green Mountain from the people with Kabuswe. Eh? For the young people to be struggling. Look at even when we go to PF. Money was in circulation. People at least were having a bit of money. Now, things are tough. We were promised that Milimi will be 50 kwacha. Today, is it today or yesterday? Elvis Nkando, another useless minister. He's a very useless minister. Yes, I've said it. He's a very useless minister because he makes very useless comments. He made a comment before to say, even if Waimi dies, he doesn't care. He doesn't deserve to live. That's a useless minister that doesn't think of the life of another person. Okay? Now, he's made a comment say, HH never said anything about Milimi. Do you know who even found those screenshots that we shared? It was a Zimbabwean journalist. The Zimbabwean journalist shared it on his page. Okay? Somebody saying, how do you have energy to praise on an empty stomach? Like, seriously. They are praise singing and yet they are struggling. You know? If somebody comments on social media, you go and attack them. Look, this world is very fair and God is mighty and fair. When Pharaoh thought he was going to kill all the children, all the male children in the Bible, what happened? God still made a way. Even when it happened, like Moses was even thrown somewhere in the basket when they were killing children this side, a queen picked up Moses. He lived among the kings. He now helped the Egyptians, the Israelites, to the promised land. Up to today, the devil doesn't know where Moses was buried. Up to today. So, you can mock all you want about ECL, but it is eating you inside that you will never have access to ECL's body. Even if you write propaganda, he didn't die, he went to Aruba, it's okay. You have clearly demonstrated, UPND, that you are very wicked. I've never seen a UPND page that genuinely sympathizes with the family. All they are talking about, even if it's you, it's your father. Would you be willing to even say you want to work with these people? Just yesterday, that Zambezi region MP brought up an order, okay, point of order. Tarsila Lungu has been gone for a long time. What about her seat in Chawam? Are you serious? You haven't seen Tarsila that she's on the list of the named people. Now, the way UPND is tormenting ECL's family and tormenting all these other people's families, I hope you, the quenularization department, you will be there to help these people. I love Mama Mutinta so much, in that I would never be happy to see her being put in prison. When HH is a former head of state, it's not even in my dream. But that's what HH has done to ECL. And you are clapping. Yes, they stole. You are there. Who was responsible for the privatization long ago? Long ago. Who was responsible? Why do you think Edith Nawakwi and HH are enemies? Why do you think they've been enemies? This is somebody who came to make himself richer. He doesn't care about you. Because if he did, we would see at least a small remorse of your actions. Look, this is how we are doing it. We can't manage to feed all of you, but the bragging is too much. Madam Nalumango, you have disappointed me as a pastor's wife. You have in fact, I don't even know if you even have church members. Because me, if I'm your church member, I'll stop. You cannot make those remarks you make in parliament. Ichiwa. How can you vote for Ichiwa? How can you call somebody who's not yet been buried Ichiwa? You are worshipping a ghost. You know one thing about these people, they forget that power is not permanent. We have seen people who are strong in this world, in this life. They are no longer in power. When Africans give you power, don't abuse them. UPND has abused the Zambian people. Okay? If Nawakwi was wicked, she would have used ECL to clamp down on HH during the privatization things that he did. But she never did. And we were warned by these people. This person that you're trying to bring in government, you want to elect them, it's up to you. I thank God we have seen it, because maybe we would have been feeling guilty as Zambians, say, why didn't we give this person a chance? But after seeing what I've seen, Don't give chance. Don't give chance to HH, UPND, ever again. Don't. Because the cruelty they have demonstrated, I don't think even the UK government here can say, oh, come and take Lydia and arrest her because she was talking about your cruelty. I don't think so. But that's what they wish for. That's how they threaten people. They feel so powerful. And they're forgetting that after the elections, in fact, many of them will run away. In the UPND government, it's now that we have many people who are in exile than before. This time. Chulufete Ali used to speak anyhow. Where is he? Malaysia. JJ Banda came to cry on media. Explain what he's going through. Now, because the UPND thrive on punishing women, disrespecting women, they are planning to arrest JJ Banda's wife to say she aided JJ to run away. How? Because she was on the bedside. So they're planning to put her in prison for 2 years. It makes the UPND happy. It tickles their fancy that a woman is in pain. A man who has no heart for women should never be a leader. Go to countries like Uganda, you will never hear Museveni do that to women. Go to Rwanda, you will never hear that. But in Zambia, it's the first time I'm seeing, oh, Faith Musonda charged with espionage. After we spoke, they reduced it to shishita. What was Faith Musonda doing at that house? Me, I know the details. But one day those details will come out. I'll come and tell you. Do you remember that day I said it? I know. I know why she was there. ECL is a reason. Life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. ECL was the reason why that girl was there. But I'll tell you one day at the right time. And as they are continuously doing these things, they've never disputed or refuted why the Freemasons are there. They rather justify that the Freemasons is an organization. Go to Nigeria and tell the Nigerians that the Freemasons are coming to give gifts to children in schools. You will hear. You will hear. Do you know why Nigerians, even churches, they succeed? Because even the governments respect churches. Have you ever heard Buhari is a Muslim? He says, hey, you Pentecostal, we don't want to listen to you. Have you ever heard that? Even Tinubu, have you ever heard that? You will never. They respect religion in Nigeria. In Nigeria, in Abuja, okay, I've been to Nigeria many times. In Abuja, this side is a Christian, big headquarters. Opposite is a Muslim headquarters. They are opposite of each other in Abuja. In Zambia, can that happen? Just political parties that are clashing as if they were shagging one girl. The way they are clashing, as if all of them were shagging one girl. So they are clashing. Yeah, you went after my girl. That's how they are clashing. It's very embarrassing. Absolutely disgusted with the behavior of UPND. And when we are trying to do checks and balances, you are threatening arrest. Arrest for what? You are using those useless people to be talking on social media when their wambas are all over social media. They should come and address us and undress us because as a UPND, they don't respect women. And HH is planning on Bill 7. Okay, Bill 7 should go into Parliament. That's when we'll have women. Sir, if you really wanted women, you should have adopted many women from the beginning. You never did. The whole of Lusaka, there is no woman MP from Zambia. Okay, in Lusaka, from UPND. Only Tasila Lungu is the MP. The others, because their husbands, they are friends with HH, so that's why they maintain that region. We know them already. We don't have time to talk about them. But that's how it is. Okay? Even the ones that are working with him, the aides and whatever, those are his son's friends. According to them, because they used to sponsor. When what? But us, you gave us job. No, you won't give us job. Why? Because you don't like women. You don't consider women. So if you don't consider women, how am I going to trust you that when you put through Bill 7, you're going to consider women? You will never. Because I've seen it on myself. I've seen it on many women. 99% of women who aspired for adoption were never adopted by UPND. So that, trying to say they're going to have women, is not going to happen. And when you talk about the youths, he's going to just bring in these rich kids like Mwana Wasa's children, all those people, and put them there and say he's employed the youths. He's going to put his friends' children, not you. So don't buy that. He works only with rich people. He doesn't like low class. Okay, if he liked low class, he would have picked up some people, even from the compounds that we know. Most of them are struggling, they're suffering. They're even asking me for money. If I were to give you access to this page, you would see how people are inboxing me every day from UPND asking for help. They are suffering. I'm not in government. Why are you coming to me? At one time, I even sent bags of meal at the secretariat. I was there even this month. The same way I love those guys asking for money, they are still asking for money up to today. And you are in government. How wicked and stingy can you be? You don't want to empower people. You are telling people to go and apply for CDF. CDF, which is acquired by loans. And Zambians should be clapping Kuli CDF. When ECL was working, all they were doing, the UPND, is to destroy what he was working. He does it, they destroy it with propaganda. Up to today, UPND are in government. Who burnt the markets? You know. Who was gassing people? You know. I don't think anyone who's in government will be gassing anybody. I don't think so. There was a lady who made a confession about the gassing. She was put away behind bars, but she said, you know, I know the truth. But one day, the truth will be revealed. Because remember, you will lose power. We had Chiluba. He was very powerful. We had Kaunda. He was very powerful. We had Mugabe. He was very powerful. We had Kagame. Okay, he's still alive. We had Gaddafi. I confused the two. We had Gaddafi. Where is he? Okay? We even had loads of terrorists that were very powerful. And you know what? The human rights are watching you. International criminal courts are watching you. In fact, the UPND government will be the first government to be taken to the International Criminal Court by the international law. Because they are infringing the rights of the Zambian people. You can't come up with laws like you cannot speak. I'm talking like this. It's cyber. And yet, what it's supposed to be is, I can speak, say what I want to say. Do you know that UPND wanted to switch off the Zambian Facebook, like the way they've done in Uganda? It was pastors who told the president, don't do that. How will the Zambian people survive? Because our Chama content creators, they do to my one expectation. They are surviving through promoting products. He wanted to switch off the internet. That was a target in the first place. Ask anybody about this. Have I ever come and told you this? No, but I knew about it. He wanted to shut Facebook. Until some pastors told him, you can't do that. Even if you go and look for pastors to work with you, they will just collect your money, eat. They're not going to vote for you. Because you cannot insult and reject the 18th of October and call it is a useless day and attach it to ECL and say the people did not forgive us. When you are in government, you're the one who was supposed to go and forgive ECL. He's older than you, by the way. So it was your responsibility to go and ask for forgiveness from an elder using the church, but you never did. So even as ECL is dead now, you are still tormenting his family. His soul is not resting. Prophet David Uche has warned you. Leave this family alone. You are still fighting each other. Today, some people have gone. They say they are protesting. They are UPND members in South Africa. They are protesting that the body should not be buried in South Africa. What is it that you really want from the body? That you have been told, stay away. You still want to be around the body. Up to today, I don't understand this mystery. You cannot be this wicked. You cannot be this tormentor to people. And you expect people to vote for you next year. Forget it. After this live stream, my inbox is filled with comments. My sister, thank you. You're speaking for us. UPND Kuya Bebe. You can't. That Max what? That guy. The way you'll be bragging. There's no opposition. They are finished. Do you know the biggest opposition is the Zambian people? The Zambian people, they are going to vote for anyone but HH. Anyone else. Don't risk and don't trust and don't be fooled by the promises. Because I can understand if UPND say, okay, we've come in power, to my license, then after sometimes, okay, we'll see how we'll be working, okay? But it's arrest after arrest. So today, they have arrested someone. The people apparently for the jet, the same jet that HH is using. They have arrested the people who bought the jet, who inflated the price of the jet. It's arrest after arrest. You are arresting people in 2025. When you could have arrested them in 2021 when you won, or 2022. You're arresting now. Why? You are under pressure. You have been told. You have been told that you are not winning. Get it from me. If you like, screenshot this, my people. UPND have been told that they are not winning the election next year. That's why you are seeing them desperate. They want to attack Bino Upnd because they think that Bino is the one who will stand. Me, I know the person who will be a president of Zambia next year. And let me tell you, the one I will endorse on this page is the one who will be the president of Zambia. Mark this. The one I will just say, we'll go with this one. That's it. We use social media to campaign for HH. I remember by Never Smumba, when he came to me, okay, he used to come on our platforms. And I told him, sir, 2021 looks a bit too near. But 2026, let's work together. What did the man do? That's why me and him were at loggerheads. Because I know what he was telling me. And I was shocked. He's now a puppet to Hakainde Hichilema. I'm very shocked. I'm very shocked he's a puppet. I'm very shocked he's eating there. Because the words he told me, HH is not a good person. You can't work with HH. To see the man dining with HH, I said, Kwena, these old madalas, they are wicked. That's why we should get rid of every old madala. In fact, we are going to write a contract as a young people. Yes, I'm young. Well, the contract we're going to give them is the one that whoever we assign will follow. We can't be having young people giving birth on the floor. People need ARVs. There's no ARVs. And I will speak about ARVs because whether you like it or not, you and me, we are affected by HIV patients. We have family members who are on ARVs. Even if they don't tell us, they are on ARVs. So, umotu angalia kumuti is not a good person. Sylvia must say, well, we give you a job. You start embezzling funds, kumuti. And Zambian people are suffering. To the point that even Michael Gonzalez had to cry to say, we can't even account for the medication. You have never even responded to that. The UN Special Rapporteur comes to Zambia, gives an account of the injustices in Zambia, and Mark Simowe says, you are cuckoo, you are mad. You are telling a woman of that much credibility that she's mad. And you expect the American embassy. I've done the collage. Jack Mwimbu, Maximo, that man that said Tarsila Lungu should not should lose her seat, and Cornelius Muta, these four, the American embassy should never give them American visa indefinitely. We can't have such type of wickedness from such people. A UN special rapporteur says something and you call her drunk. It tells you that you they are feeling strong. That's why it's only when they will be touching our Mozambique. Those of you who are in Zambia. Because you're in UK, we can't touch you. We will come for you. I'm protected by the British government. Whether you like it or not, I am under the British government protection. See what they are doing to Kazadi. Do you know why they are attacking Kazadi? Because his uncle, Oscar Chavula, I said it from the beginning. I said, this is a political thing. No, I knew it was a political attack. Oscar Chavula endorsed SP president. By SP president, he sent Wombe Chapano. Chapamo won't say. Forget about you want to be president. Ishtai Kafika. Don't give HH a chance in 2026. Don't even divide or scatter votes. Let's work together. Ichabache, EFF, everybody. We need to get rid of this terrorist party. You cannot have such type of people who just go and shoot people. It's terrorism. How do you do such a massacre? And we should be praising you. Okay? So, Oscar Chavula has endorsed SP. Okay? And UPND has seen that. So what do? Kazadi has an issue. Let's pin it on him. Okay? And Kazadi has never been a trouble boy. Even in the UK, he's been a good guy. It's his first time being in a cell. You humiliate him like that. And I also leave UK. I say I'm going to Zambia. To do what? To third world country. Where you can slap a charge on anyone, anyhow. Because you've gone so big-headed in your brain You are giving people charges. And I also leave. I'll leave a first world country to go to a third world country. Where you arrest people, even for weeing in the street. For somebody standing at the gate, shishita, you arrest them and be taking them to court like Faith Muson. And I also leave the UK to do what? In that village. If I want to retire, I would rather live in Nigeria. Not Zambia. Certainly not under UPND government. Never. Never. You're very wicked. And the Zambian people, you better open your eyes. They are playing with Christianity. They want to remove the clause of the Christian, Declaration of Zambia. We have Isaac Mwanza, who is working with UPND and is advocating for gay rights. Do you know why? Because some of the people that work with the presidents are gay. Yes, I've said it. And I know the person who is gay. And they are pushing that agenda to suit what they do. So that's the reason why they are pushing this agenda. I don't care whether I needed a position in Monali. I would never work with demonic people. Who would want to be part of people that kill? Demons. No way. No way I would want to be part of such people that kill. Never. Not me. To be part of demonic kind of arrangements. Never. Not me. In the UPND, we have the highest abductions. I used to do live stream. Okay? I'm here in Monali. I'll do this. No PF abducted me. But in UPND, you disappear in thin air. Is that where I want to go and do what? To come and do what there? We'll advocate for the Zambian people using social media. The same way you won an election with social media is the same way we'll make you crumble down using social media. And Zambian people know I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to gain from you as well. If I really wanted, if I was very desperate, I would have been coming to Zambia and begging for a job, but I never did. Because I knew who you were. I've been around UPND. This is the worst people regime you can ever trust. Trust them at your own risk. Okay? Somebody who is a government that is so cruel like this. Very cruel. They enjoy. It feeds their fancy. Oh, the Chitotela is in prison. Bowman. That's what they do. Do you know what? Latest. Somebody, I won't mention their name. You will know who it is so obsessed with ECL that they even asked, can you give me the drink that ECL drinks? And they were given castle. You read in between the lines. That's how much ECL inspired these people. That's why they are obsessed. Every day ECL. Every day, even somebody has died in the parliament, ECL this. APF this. APF this. Every day. Zambia is not UPND or PF. Zambia is the Zambian people that will put you out. Moleya. Kuyabebele. And there's no campaign I've entered and I've never won. This one you are going. You must go. Whether you like it or not, you must go. You cannot put us in such a demonic kind of environment. Where Zambians, they are not even free to go. A church will comment something. A pastor will be followed. Pastors can't even give prophecy. Wasn't the pastor Marcella in prison? And I shared this video and people were laughing at him. He was arrested. Bearing in mind that he even dines with HH. Don't play with UPND. They are even friends. I shared the picture. But he was arrested. I'm going. They have invited me to come. Me. Thank God I have a spirit of discernment. I kept a distance long ago. Long ago. Okay? You are now telling me in 2025, this thing that you are doing on Facebook, you know you're about to get a job. How can you give me a job 10 months before you're out of power? Because after our government, we form government next year for the youth. Yeah? You that sent me, I lose my job. I don't need it all. I don't need it. Because if you were serious, you'd have given me in 2021 for me to be an ambassador for 4 years. And some of us were so kind. Even when Elias Musha wanted to meet for HH, I'll make the arrangements. Go and meet him. Me, I've never met HH. You've seen me in a picture. That's why they'll be telling me, hey, he doesn't want to know you. It's okay. It's not God. I'll work with the next president. Yes. Whoever will be president next, you should put me in your cabinet so that the youths, Lina Mutambo, will empower them. I will teach you how we do it in the UK. Not you are working with people who are bringing their rich children who don't even know what poverty is. You are bringing somebody who's been living has never even lived in the ghetto, doesn't even know how people are suffering at the grassroots, and you put them. Me, when you add me as part of your cabinet, you will hear people even praising your government. Yes. So as far as I'm aware, 2026 UPND Kuyabebe. So the ECZ have this demonic plan, okay, and they've given a contract, by the way, guys, to a company overseas. Is it in Mauritius? To be doing the biometrics fingerprints. If we check very well, the owner of the company has a criminal record. And if we check very well, we will trace it back to Zambia. They are shareholders. Everything they are doing, they are beneficiaries. They came, they spoiled the whole country. In 4 years, they have looted. In fact, where PF left Zambia, UPND has left Zambia, is going to leave Zambia 25 years back. 25 years back, UPND. Very wicked people. You think the youths will now, you know what now they are doing? You notice this. They've given CDF. That's why some of the comedians, they are bragging, we have built a house. We know you've gotten CDF. After all, you're from their region, they'll give you. You know them. I've got a house, I was renting. We know you have collected money. Now you're doing a show, inviting this one to come and talk. This one, that's what they're doing. There are two of them. They're doing show. Invite this one. You must be stupid as a young person to buy to those traps. They have been paid to do that. Whilst you will vote and be hungry. But me, the one I will recommend, Nimu Pasana contract. The young people, you must do A, B, C, D. Open barber shops for the young people. Open tailoring shops for the young people. Do this, empower young people to know how to design. Have you seen how Nigerians are all over the world with fashion design? Right now, fashion is the in thing. If we train even 20, 50, 100 youths with fashion, every day there's kitchen party in Zambia. Every weekend, there's kitchen party. Weddings. If we take our youths to fashion schools, our youths will be able to be empowered. Buy them industrial machines. You're just there, kwenyo. Whilst the youth, they are sleeping hungry. Put us who understand how the youth should fit, based on the British system, will come and show you how you empower young people. Not the way you're doing things. Anyhow, changanya. You don't even know how to look after young people. Right now in UPND, we have more drug addicts than it was in PF. They have nothing to do with the young people. And you go and use your voter's card to say, hey, could it be opposition? The opposition is you. You need to make a decision. As long as you vote these people, you continue being a junkie. And as you continue being a junkie, their children will be benefiting, they'll be rich. They have houses even in UK. Are you aware that they have houses in the UK? Whilst you, even Nakantemba Uribe. So you have to be careful. They'll give you all those kwenyu for you to think what. But if we can see Nigeria having fashion designers who are all over the world, somebody like Vicky James is dressing people all over the world, then it's possible for us to have fashion designers from Zambia. It's possible for us to have youths that can have barbershops. It's possible for us to have youths that can have salons that can do a lot of things. If somebody is eating, so you see, they'll try and copy my idea. I forgot, you pay their copy and paste. I will leave my proposal for 2026. Yeah. You just see them saying, hey, if you want to start, you will see, they'll copy. Even if they give you machine, collect, don't vote for them. Okay. voting for Hichilema. Yeah, Chima, it's your choice. At the end of the day, it's your democratic right to vote for anybody. No one is holding you by the gun, okay? Regardless of how you take it, it's all right. I voted for HH, but I regret. It's your democratic right who you want to vote for. You see, they are talking about Lila Mutambo. Meantime, they are using Chitambala to attack others. Talk more, sister. I support you. You are wiser than Chitambala. This is Monica Mwetwa, a Tonga. Thank you. From Southern Province. You can read her comment. If I'm telling you that I'm receiving phone calls from Mazabuka, from Choma, there you go. You are using Mwetwa. You are using, oh, this is Mwetwa, sorry, my baby. You are using Chitambala, Mwewa, to be talking about me. It's okay. But as a woman, what we point out is what people follow. And Gawa is saying you helped a lot of people relocate to the UK. Yes, more than 3,000 Zambian people. Why? Because it's in me. Even if you send me to a country to say, oh, come and work here as a diplomat, I'm going to look for jobs for you to come there. That's me. When I saw there was an opportunity here, I was telling you guys about it. Okay? So, guys, that's what I wanted to say. And let me put my cable. Okay. Okay? HH is past tense. Don't worry. Thank you. Powerful mother indeed. Thank you. HH will continue. You say anything negative about him. What are you talking about? I have my right. HH used to insult Walungu. He used to call people Afrikala. Nobody stopped him. Nobody arrested him. So if I say that, what? He's not a god, my dear. He's a Zambian citizen whom we put in a job. If he's not doing a good job, we fire. That's how it is. There's a video of him insulting. Did anybody arrest him? Hey, Wachitukana? No. Huh? Okay. My mother next year, as Tonsi Alliance, will make Fred Wembe means my mother. Yes, whoever is put there, we support. We'll see how we'll go. But the one I will endorse. And guess what? Guys, I forgot this plan. So the UPND plan again is to drag the funeral of ECL. You know why? Because they know that the Tonsi Alliance, the one who was a leader, was ECL. And by tradition, you cannot choose another leader until we bury ECL. So, they'll be dragging the funeral of ECL. So, don't look at it. They are not after the body, my dear. They are dragging. So, even after the court rules on Friday, they are going to drag again. Yes, tomorrow is tomorrow, but they will drag. What I'm telling you, mark it. Their plan is to drag the funeral, 1. 2, their plan is to have all these young people like Binwa Mpundu, who has a very strong movement like Ichawa, to be incarcerated so that they should never be on the ballot paper. HH wants to stand unopposed on the ballot paper. But the Zambian people will show you, even an independent president will choose. As long as it's not HH, will choose. And it's nothing about hatred. If you don't deliver, we don't want you. Now, coming to Makebi Zulu. Another idiot, yeah, an idiot, has gone to Laz to report Makebi Zulu. To say Makebi Zulu is not doing the right things as a lawyer. Now that idiot is obviously sent by his boss to perform the idiocy behavior of trying to block this young man from practicing law. The same thing they're trying to do to Makebi Zulu is what some people did to Balungu. And Basata told him, come, work with me. And Basata changed his life. That's why Basata, if Basata was alive, in fact, Zambia would have been far. If Basata was alive, personally, I would have even wanted to work with him. But you know, as it is, you can watch that prophecy that I shared from Alex, where he said, how Baba Paya, Mama Paya Chabe. He explained, he said it with his mouth there. It's on my page. Just look for prophecy of Alex, is on my page. Yeah, so they want to use the body. Somebody said the UPND are confused, Mama. You can't rule the country with lies. You can't. They came into government with propaganda. Everything you heard, my people, at the PF is gassing. Woofy. It never happened that the PF were gassing. It's a lie. The issue of the markets being bent. You tell me, how can you The one who's put all these buildings, these roads, you go and bend the market. We know who has bent the market. Solve the puzzle. That's why even UPND cannot find who bent the market, because they know. And when UPND formed government, remember when those young girls were missing and that young boy found those girls? Who was behind those young girls missing? Wasn't it UPND members? Where they were doing ritual, and so many people are doing ritual as well in other places, and those girls were being abused. How come we have never, discovered what happened? They had to cover it up. Okay? If it was PF, by now you'd have heard story after story. JJ Banda had to run for his life from Zambia. Yet when he was part of PF, he stood independent because PF didn't want him. Nobody attacked him. When Upnd as well wanted to stand in Ghana, they didn't allow him to stand under PF. He stood independent. Nobody attacked him in PF. Christopher Kangombe, nobody attacked him. Munea Zulu, nobody attacked him. But guess what? In UPND, they are going to buy all the independent candidates. So do not vote for any independent candidate. But the candidates, I will tell you, vote for this one, this one, this one, this one. Remember when I told you that Chelsea was going to win versus PSG? People told me, it's a dream, it's a dream. What happened? Chelsea has won. So listen to me. The one I will recommend on this page, the one you will see me endorsing, go for that person. As long as it's not HH, I beg, because don't bring UPND again. This wahala is too much. Okay? It shall pass time. Yes, yes. This person says, for sure, their strategy is long-term gains and the funeral. Yeah, and they want to, so the Bill 7, guys, the way Bill 7 is working is the way they want Bill 7 to work in their favor. When Bill 7 goes through, which it will never, it's a dream, okay? Allegedly, or is it, okay, if it went through, and people are elected, like, Binwa is elected, Kangombe is elected, the president, HH, can fire MPs and say, I don't like to work with you. Is that democracy? And then only 20 members of parliament can be hired by the president. Then they want to divide the constituencies and had more, like more like 2 MPs. There'll be more than 265 MPs. Already Zambia is struggling with money. You are failing to pay doctors. You are failing to pay teachers. You have recruited over 30,000 teachers. The question is, are you paying them? No. You are failing to pay the teachers. You now want to go and extend the constituencies where each MP will be getting more than 80,000. How is it possible? How much tax is there? How much money are Zambians making? On top of that, they are making reckless deals, allowing international investors to be just doing whatever they want, when we should be benefiting from our copper. That 10% tax should be for us. They're just doing anything, anyhow. You would collect free, don't pay tax, do whatever. They are excited. It's like, when somebody has a new girlfriend, that's how UPND is behaving. Okay, you have a new girlfriend, you want to show everybody, buy, come with your friends, okay, yeah, drinks, champagne, everything. Yeah, by the time you realize your pocket is dry, you will have already spent. UPND is chimbo, no plan. They don't have a plan. This man right here, ECL, they don't have a vision. But you can see between a home economist who is educated, who says he has a vision for Zambia, and a person who had no plan, a lawyer that they mocked, they said he was failed. Look at the things he has done versus HH. And HH will brag. We are doing this, we are doing that. Sometimes I listen to it, sometimes I cringe, like, can you just stop? Can you stop? Just stop right there. Even in the UK, we don't find the Prime Minister bragging. And if you failed as a Prime Minister in the UK, you resign on moral grounds. We've had, so far, since I've been in the UK 21 years, 3 Prime Ministers have resigned. 3. Even MPs, they resign. But in Zambia, their nudes will be on Facebook. Tomorrow, they will continue working like nothing happened. Someone like Mulambo Haimbe by now should have been fired, but it's UPND. So Lusaka Central, don't vote for UPND. Munali, don't vote for UPND. Matero, don't vote for UPND. Kanyama, don't vote for UPND. Chilanga, don't vote for UPND. Chawama, don't vote for UPND. Which other constituency? Mandevu, don't vote for UPND. These are the key constituencies. Kawata, don't vote for UPND. I am begging you. Because I don't want to come here next year, in 2 years' time, and I'll be crying on your behalf. Zambian people suffering. You can correct this, you can change this. We gave UPND a chance of 5 years. They have abused their 5 years. They've misused their 5 years. So they need to go. I mean, even in any job, if you don't deliver, they fire you. So why should we be keeping UPND as if they are our babies? No, it's a job. And if they don't deliver, they leave. I can give you a list of more than 50 Patriotic Front members who are in jail. That's not the politics we were supposed to be doing now. We are supposed to be talking about checks and balances. Okay, Mr. President, you promised this. Have you done this? But they justify everything. Bowman and Samba is in prison. Chitotela is in prison. I can give you a list of all of them. All of them, they're in prison. And it excites UPND that they're in prison. And to them, they are finished PF. And yet God can raise anybody to take over governance next year. And I'm telling you this, the UPND has no chance. They know. That's why they're targeting Bino. That's why they targeted Munia Zulu. And for you young people, I laugh at you. When you're mocking these young people who are trying to fight for your future, you are busy you are busy ululating old cargoes. Expired chicken. You are letting them. You're letting them. Hey, look, Bino, you're talking too much. Do you know how many times they've provoked this guy in Parliament? Do you know they've been provoking him all the time? And they went back to an issue which he just commented writing of 2024, and I bring it now. The next one after him, it will be Christopher Kangombe. Mark it. They've succeeded with Munia Zulu. Now they're on Binwell. From Binwell, Christopher Kangombe. They've already succeeded with JJ Banda. So far they've taken 2 out. And these are strong young people they have taken out. So open your eyes, don't be blinded by the so-called Kwenyu. The Kwenyu sounds evil. In fact, it's a demonic slogan. Yeah, it's demonic. Because how can you Kwenyu when people are struggling? What are you Kwenyularing about? Okay? So, you are going to drag the funeral Kwenyu. Tomorrow is the final. I think the second or before. I've already said it that it will be ruled in the family's favor. But these guys want to drag. And after that, they want to start arresting people. Given Luwinda is also next. Yeah, Given Luwinda. Nakachinda is on the list to be in prison for 18 months. I received a message from a shushushu. Yeah. I'm receiving a lot of messages. Even the shushushus are tired. And the problem is even the shushushus, their phones are being monitored. You cannot communicate with anybody. If you communicate, they catch you. You are gone. Yeah, that's UPND for you. Very evil. So, Mike Angel says it shall come to pass. Meted. Always speak my mind. I love you. Yes, the youth, it's time to wake up. Thank you so much, Bright, for that. Lillian, may God continue to give you health. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. I pray for you now and forever. Amen. I did this for HH as well. And nobody threatened me during the PF. So when I see the UPND do this, I see that they are very evil because you are trying to attack somebody whom you can say, okay, my dear, what are you saying? What do you want us to do? You want to attack me. Now what for you? God has anointed me to speak for the Zambian people. Like other people are saying, Mama Nawako is born. She's Namwanga, I'm Namwanga. Maybe she's gave me some of her anointing. Even the socialites now, they cannot speak about anything. Zambian celebrities cannot say anything. Because they're going to, anyone who speaks about anything, your business is gone, closed. Your family will be under attack. There's a couple that Balungu helped out, I think a little, gave them a white Hilux. They were following that couple every time. This UPND government, they had to run to go to Angola. Saw their Hilux, they bought new cars and came in. That's how they've left them a little bit. Even there's even another man who's in Chipata right now. He's moved even to Malawi. UPND have been following him like this. What type of a government is that? Spending taxpayers' resources to be attacking people. Very evil. Thank you, Honorable. This Honorable says Idi Amin Dada's government. Very wicked, Mussolini. UPND for life. And I'm telling you, after 2026, you won't type that. Because yourself, you'll even be scared. You'll be shaking. And this UPND government has divided Zambian people. For the first time, we even look at tribes in Zambia. Zambia was never like that. I just looked at Mwaba as my fellow Zambian. And look at the people who are being arrested. Where are they from? Have you seen HH arrested Tonga now? Now, it's the Bembas and the Easterners. Why? He doesn't like them. That's why they're arresting them. How can you tell me that it's only Bembas who are being arrested? What have they done? Bowman Musambo, Bemba, Chitotela, what language? All of them. You came to divide our country. KK was right. Look, Omukulu Tapusa, when KK told us that the person he fears so much is HH, he was right. Honestly, you have divided our country. We cannot be living like this. People are even calling me, this person is dangerous. My sister, why? HH, why? I used to talk about Malungu. Nobody ever threatened me like that. No. What's that? Don't even waste your vote. Thank you, Marjorie. Why should you waste your vote for people who want to be feared like God? No. Nobody takes the place of God. No man should take the place of God. One time I saw one of the UPND people who work in State House. They are going to Emmanuel Mamba to comment. This guy is trying me. I said, is this how it's gotten to? On government power which we gave you. So we gave you power for you to come and show off that you're in power. God, we made a mistake. God, forgive us. God, forgive us. We made a mistake. Martin, it's you who has mental illness. Even where you are, you have no rent. You have not paid your rent. And you're coming to comment on my video. Kwena. This man said, I have fears about this person. And people even talked about, if you're a Freemason, what is happening now? Freemason was even in PF. We've never seen Freemasons freely. In UPND, they are there. And you'll find idiots, they'll be defending that. Zombies will be defending that rubbish. Let God protect you. Amen. Amen. Please, it's you, the fool, to stop nonsense, not me. You are not going to tell me what to do on my page. You came to my page, you bugger off. Why are you on my page? So 2026, my Facebook people, UPND Kuyabebele. My YouTube people, UPND Kuyabebele. My TikTok people, Kuyabebele. Use your head to vote wisely. The UPND government has silenced your voice. Use your vote to kick them out. So your voice of prayer and crying and jubilation will be heard when they are kicked out. Today, a lady who was attacked by a UPND member that went in the civil service offices, she was brutally beaten up. She has died. So if you want to carry on with UPND, you will die and die and die. UPND equals death and prison. Death and prison. If you are sick, you die. If you are in prison, you die. If you offend them, prison. If you speak out, prison. So UPND equals death and prison. Death and prison. UPND, death and prison. That's their slogan. They are not working. All they are doing is targeting you to go to jail or to die. Mama Edith Nawakwi died because she was denied medical. Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu has died. He was denied medical. But I can tell you this. Tutu Angolube, your death was suspicious. Because there was a time he was saying things on his page. And I knew they were going to get him. I knew. Because I know the type of people they are. He's dead. And they mocked his death. They are good at that, UPND. They mock people's death. It's not funny. You're not going to live forever. So you cannot mock people's death. And only God decides if somebody will live or not. And you don't have the almighty power and control over people's life. Remember that life is very spiritual. So even as you're mocking those people, remember that one day you too will be mocked. We are dragging a widow to court because of ECL's body. Makebe Zulu is being dragged by an idiot to court because the idiot thinks that Makebe Zulu denying access to ECL's body is not obeying the laws of being part of LAS. But he's a lawyer. A lawyer goes by what the family says. And Makebe Zulu flew with ECL to South Africa. And obviously there are some things they sat down and wrote down. And that's why tomorrow we're going to have many exhibitions in court. Imagine a ruthless regime. Very ruthless regime. That you drag a widow to court. International court. You even wanted to sue South African